So in our last match of the season, Lee, next to you we got Sam Corcoran, or Corks as he's known to many people around the club, and I know you've known each other about 9 years. So Lee, tell us how you two met and your experiences of being with this man for 9 years.
Well, I think we met playing, to be fair. So I was playing for Buggleswade, and there was a young 23-year-old at the time, half the size that he is now, and after 2 minutes of the game I turned out and made a pass, and he come and done me in a real horrendous tackle in my eyes. He then said something to me when I was on the floor, and I swore to that day and told him that I was going to get him back.
His exact words were, "I'm going to get you today or soon."
Or soon,
get you.
and I will get you. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, St Albans went 1-0 up at St Albans, and I read it a treat. Sam ball rolled into Sam, he flicked one round the corner, and to be fair, it was a horrendous tackle when I got him back, and I got a straight red card. And as I said in my programme notes, you never judge a book by its cover, because I hated him. And 8 months later, I walked into the change rooms at St Albans as assistant manager, and lo and behold, Sam Corcoran's sitting there. And the first thing I told my dad is, he's got to go. But no, listen, and the relationship grew. What a fantastic player, character lad. When I first joined the club, after ringing me dad first to say, "What have I done? This is a mistake." The second phone call was, "Sam Corcoran, I need your help." Little did I know I was bringing back Humpty Dumpty. But no, he's the heartbeat behind the football club, the changing room. He's going to be sorely missed. I think he's been magnificent this year, and I wish him every success in his new role at the club, at his job, should I say, at the club.
Yeah. So Sam, tell us a bit about yourself and why you've sort of come back. And Lee was saying then that you didn't have a great start, but there's something about Lee and you playing under Lee. What is it about Lee?
Yeah, no, I got brought in by Jimmy Gray, which I think a few people forget, and Jimmy's a great guy, and it kind of didn't work, and I was at a crossroads with work. It was getting really busy, and then I decided to go before Lee come in. He said, "I really need a favour." And the dynamics changed a little bit. He brought in a few good lads that I know, like Forbesy, and I started enjoying it a little bit more. And it is a credit to him. I think I was probably done, close to retiring, and then no offence to Jimmy, because Jimmy's a mate of mine as well, but he just gave me a little bit more of a lease of life. He was very flexible with me, and I know it's a great club. I know we've had a couple of weird years because of COVID. A couple of years has called it off, and then this year's been very up and down, but it's a great club. The chairman's a great guy, and to be fair, Lee, he's a manager, yeah, but he's a mate of mine now, so it's nice that I can say that, and football does that to you.
So, what's been your best memory of Hendon? Give us your best goal.
Oh, tough one. Salisbury, or there's one at Hayes and Yedding away, which is quite fun. Yeah, Salisbury's better, but the Hayes and Yedding away, like, it was a bit of a surreal when the keeper went to the dugout and I shot just when he was like in the dugout. that was the cut, wasn't it? That was the cut. It was like 5-4 or something crazy. Yeah. But Salisbury one, yeah, Jesus Christ, you won't score many better than that. And yeah, definitely.
Did you see the keeper off his line, or was it instinct?
No, a bit of instinct, to be honest. I think usually sometimes when there's a touch, and if your touch is right early enough, you'll know there'll always be a little bit off the line. So yeah, I had a little poke up and saw it, and then just hit and hope for the best.
And it went in.
Yeah.
So what are your plans now then, after this season?
Moving to Zurich with work. I'll be probably June time. I might try and see if I can get some vets football out there alongside it. Or walking football, it might suit me. But no, yeah, doing that work, and then I'll always come back. Anytime I'm back in England, I'll always pop down to Hendon and see the boys and Lee. But yeah, just new life. Very quiet there compared to London, but probably needed for my liver. That's for sure.
Lee, you alluded to earlier that he's a great player to have around the place. What's he like in the dressing room?
I think he's, as I said earlier, he's the heartbeat of the dressing room. Listen, Corks knows that he's probably not at the fitness levels that he would like to be, but his job is more important than his football career. He's at an age now where he has to start looking further than football. But when he's not at the football club, you can tell he's so funny, he makes everyone laugh, and he gets everyone ticking, and I think that's the best thing. He takes criticism well, he gives it, he takes it, but he's just an all-round good person, and I like good people, and I like having good people around me, and as I said earlier, he's going to be sorely missed because we need to replace that for next year. We need to replace the fun guy that gets everyone going. He's got a few good songs that he sings himself as well, and he just gets everyone at it. And I think that's the best thing about what he does here is he gets everyone motivated. I say, go back to when you haven't got him here, you know about it. And that's the big thing that we're going to miss at this football club, because I'd have brought him onto the coaching team with Forbesy, because I think he's a valued member of that. But he's got to go on to bigger and better things. And, as I said, I keep going back to it, alluding to it, it's going to be sorely missed. We've got a great cup final to look forward to Tuesday. I can't wait for him to see Brentford and chase them around. And I definitely know he'll be retiring after that game, because he'll be so frustrated. And I think, I can tell it's hurting him, because I see his frustration in the last couple of games where he knows it's coming to an end. I've been there myself, although I still try with Vets football and for Codicut on some Wednesdays. But it's you're a long time without the game, and I think Corks has probably got some regrets along the way of where he should have gone with his career, because as a footballer, he's up there. He's as good as anything in this league on the ball. And listen, he can't run anymore. He can't move much. But I tell you what, you never lose that quality, and he's always going to have that. And very indebted to him for what he's done to me here, for how he's looked after me, looked out for me, and top player, and he's going to be missed.
So Corks, obviously the Christian Eriksen of Hendon, in your style. Lee alluded to then about the regrets. What if you could change one thing in your career, footballing career?
That's a good question. I probably, when I was playing full time, I never used to drink or never used to go out, and it was very, very clean living. And then when I dropped out of it, I was very much like that still for 6 to 12 months. And the move didn't happen when I was at Chelmsford, which it probably should have. Had a really, really good year there. And then from there, it started creeping in the lifestyle, and not in terms of too bad or anything, but I don't think you can do that when you're playing part-time. Like, you need to be, if you want to go in full-time, you need to be training like a full-time person to get in there to be the difference. And I probably stopped that a year or two earlier, because I come from humble beginnings. I needed the money, started a career, and probably should have kept that off a couple of years as well and given it a real good go. But no real proper regrets, but that I would have probably, if going back, I would have probably changed that to doing that a couple of years later. But unfortunately, money makes the world go round, and
shouldn't chase the extra 20 quid at Hemel. That's what you should have done.
Actually, do you know what? There you go. That's another one. Actually, I forgot about that. I had an amazing. Was it 4 months?
4 or 5 months, wasn't it?
Literally, I was, and it's not often like you like speaking about yourself, but I was really, really good for 4 months. And probably if I had a good pre-season up until September, I probably would have got a sniff of a move at St Albans, but left for Hemel Hempstead, which was, less said the better. But yeah, probably should have stayed there as well. So them two things. Probably.
I think that shows as well, when you talk to younger players, and that's why Corks is so good around the club, because what he does is he explains to the younger players that sometimes you'll be offered a little bit more money, but trust the process and trust what you're trying to do, because he was playing. I actually see him run past a player when I was at St Albans, which don't happen often. He should never have left us, because he was flying and he had a chance. But he said he went for a little bit more money. I think it was £12.50.
Yeah.
And he didn't get in the team there either. And his career's gone downhill ever since.
I'm regretting doing this interview.
Listen, great lad, great character, and I do wish him every success.
You can watch all our games on YouTube, can't you?
Yeah.
Go on, I'm going to film you coming out, mate. It's your last game. I'm going to try and get bits about you as well.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Just 2 minutes here at one's time. 2 minutes at one's time. Obviously today was Sam Corcoran's last game for the football club, as he probably played Tuesday, but he won't be no good. But he's moving abroad to go work. So we've got a little presentation for Corks. I'll tell you how I first met Corks. Majority of our players have heard it because I bore them with it. But about 9 years ago, I was playing for Merthyr Town. He was playing for St Albans. And after about a minute into the game, I turned out, made a nice pass, and a young 23-year-old come and absolutely smashed me. And he said something to me on the floor, and I got up and I said, I promise you, if it ain't in a minute, I will do you before the next time we play you. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, got my opportunity, ball rolled into him, he flicked one round the corner and I absolutely smashed him. Got sent off, corks rolled around on the floor, and I absolutely hated the man. And they say never judge a book by its cover, and how wrong was I? 8 months down the road, I walk into the St Albans changing room as assistant manager, and sitting there is Sam Corcoran. First thing I said to my dad was, he's got to go. But he never, and wow, friendship just grown from there, to be honest. I tried to sign him 3 or 4 times at Biggleswade, but he's a money merchant and he changed the pound. I'll come to that in a minute. And then I obviously got the Hendon job, and I took the first game. Sam was signed for the football club. I took the first game. We lost 4-0 to Farnborough. So the first thing I'd done was run my dad and said, what have I done? I've made a massive mistake. He said, don't worry, get the tried and trusted around you. So the second phone call I made was to Sam Corcoran. I didn't realise I was bringing back Humpty Dumpty.
Only 8 times a day.
But no, seriously, he come back to the football club, and what a servant he's been to me, to the players. He is the heartbeat behind our change rooms. Absolutely magnificent. This is going to be... Trust me when I say this place won't be the same without him. He has been nothing short of magnificent. He makes everyone laugh. He gives me everything he's got. Probably not when he's been out on a Friday night, but every Saturday, Tuesday, he gives me everything. And he's such a great character. I know the boys respect and love him. For me, that's a massive thing at this football club. Okay? They say never get too close to your players. I don't believe that. This is a lifelong friend for me, and he's going to be sorely missed. I'm going to start crying in a minute. But he'll be sorely missed at this football club. I know I've made a good friend and we'll be in touch a lot over the next few years. But he'll probably be back in August playing for me again because he won't cope over there. But no, seriously, we've got you Corks.
My wages.
We'll touch on that, he don't pay for a lot, but we've got him a shirt with Corcoran on the back and signed by the players, nice card and some drink. Pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, got it.
Even though we got down.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, good luck, be back. No, thanks everyone. It's been a bit weird 3 years for me because COVID happened over the 2 seasons, and this year we've probably underachieved. Yeah. What's your speech? Yeah, but I would like to say a few thank yous. Chairman Simon, Nick, Jatin, the boys, coaches, Cam, Kev, and they've got to go. Obviously Lee, I won't say too much on Lee, but he's at his moment. But Faye just goes under the radar a couple of times. But to get my family together, as you can tell, a little croaky there. So luck for me, especially my mum, she was there from 13 years old driving me up to Colchester. And yeah, a bit of a weird moment. I didn't think I was going to be emotional, but I am. And when you guys thank you so much.
Thank you, Corcoran.
Yeah.